What's going on, guys? Flight simulation experience back here for another stream. It's been a minute. Actually, I'm gonna open up my window here, get some fresh air. All right, as you can see, back in the Airbus A320 Neo fly-by-wire mod, just updated it this morning in the beautiful United Airline livery. It looks kind of like an old school retro livery. Absolutely love this livery, love this airplane. It's flying beautifully. Let me go ahead and turn my sounds down here a little bit so I'm not screaming. Sky Chef just loaded some food into the aircraft. Haven't started PACX yet, but we're going to do that in a minute. Have done nothing to the airplane. So we are completely cold and dark. We're going to go through our flows in a minute. And we're flying today from Portland. We are on real world time. I believe it's about 7. What time is it? It is 7:33 in Portland. We are on VATSIM, but we're just going to be in observer mode today. I don't really feel like talking to anybody. Plus, there's no ATC anyways. So, as you can see, we're in observer mode. So this guy can't see us, but we could see him. So we don't have to worry about other airplanes. I just want to be on the network just to emerge the experience a little more. If we do have any ATC, we could at least hear ATC talk. But this guy here is landing. It's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and jump into the pit. We are sitting down here in Portland, and let's go ahead and go through some flows here. Let me remove that first. And we're gonna get BAT1, BAT2 on, and the external power is gonna come on. We're gonna put our crew oxygen supply on. Adheres to nav. Don't need to wait for the BAT here because it is not modeled. Kind of want to see this guy land. Alright, we got to get some lights on here. Ecam, turn him up a little bit, and let's go to our floodlights. And let's turn on our console floor light, as well as for our first officer. Get our iPad fired up, get some coffee in us, cool. Let's see this guy. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is turn on some of these panel lights on, get this emergency exit lights can go on, non-smoking, taxi light can come on. Let's go ahead and do some fire tests here for our engine 1 fire test. Good. Let's do APU fire test and engine 2 fire test. Alright, cool. As we know Airbus logic, which is wonderful, everything is already in the automatic position. Hydraulics all are on. If they weren't, it would look like this. Fuel pumps are off until we start pushback. Everything here is on, and as well as our PAC systems, air conditioning systems are all set to the auto position and on. Anti-ice don't need that. Window heat, we will turn that on. We're going to go ahead and fire up the APU right away. This guy's coming in on this runway here, sitting down here in Portland again, and we're going to wait for that flap to open, which it should say there, and we're going to go ahead and start our APU. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get the weather for our aircraft, and let's go to ATSU. I'm going to come over here, remove that, go to AOC menu, and we're going to go to weather request, and we're sitting down at KPDX. We're going to put that in there, and then we're going to also want the weather at KDEN, which could change later, but we're going to go ahead and send that off. And our company is going to send us a message that'll indicate here, it'll populate here once that message is received. So our APU is now available. We're going to go ahead and fire up the APU, kill the external power, and this power guy can drive away now because we're on APU power. Alright, as you can see right here, it says company message has been received. We're going to come on down here. We're going to go to AOC menu, and we're going to go to messages received. The METAR is here. We're going to go ahead and print this, and it prints right here. That's why I absolutely love this airplane. The fact that this airplane prints, and it's a free airplane, a free upgrade, is wow. Click on that. Going to see our message populate here, and the METAR for KPDX, which should coincide with this here. So if we come down here and we link up our SimBrief flight plan, any day now, there it goes, and the altimeter is 1027, so we're going to go ahead and set that now. 1027, we're going to cross-check that, which it's there. We're going to put him on airports, we're going to put us on Castro, and we're going to make sure that our backup is 1027 as well. Did this guy land yet? Yeah, it looks like he landed. Alright, so once again, we're on real world time, 5 minutes to the alignment, and from our METAR report here, it shows that we are 200 at 4 knots, the winds, and the altimeter is 3033. 3033 on the QNH. Cool. Alright, so that links up nicely. 4 degrees Celsius. And that's pretty much all we need from our weather. 200 at 4, 200 at 4 knots on the winds. Beautiful. All right. So now, this is an up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come on down to our McDo menu, go back to ATSU, go to AOC, and we're going to go to weight and balance. We're going to send our request for our weights, which will populate, and we'll start the boarding process. We're looking for 61.50 fuel weight. So that's going to take a minute to upload. We're also going to, or load up, we're also going to go here. We're going to go to init press, and then oh, so it already populated, so we already have our init data request is in. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to start SimBrief. Excuse me, start PACX, and we're going to go to flight plan here, and we're going to get into our flight routing. So let's go back here, KPDX to KDEN. I'm going to populate that in there. Go to return, KPDX, KDEN, align the IRSs. Sometimes it takes a minute. We are on the experimental mod with fly-by-wire, so it is a little buggy. That's to be expected. There it goes. As of right now, it's flying beautifully. Knock on wood, we don't have any issues. And we are going to be United Airlines 6827. We're going to put that in there. Cost index is going to be 59. Cruise today's 370, so going quite up there. And then the fuel today. So if we come on down to our operating flight plan, OFP, as you can see, the block fuel here is 8.3. We're going to ask for 8.5 just to be super safe. Go to fuel. We're going to go to real time, and we're going to look at 8.71. That's fine. It's 7 minutes on that fueling. You'll see right here that our fuel is coming in. See, as our fuel is increasing, fuel on board is FOB. Alignment time 2 minutes, and we're now going to come on down to here, and we requested 8.5 or 8.571 is what we're going to get. We're going to put 8.5 into our block fuel for our weights. So this looks good. Cool. Back here to flight plan. Now we're going to go from Denver departure. This is pretty straightforward flight plan here. We are taking the whammy 4 to the IBM transition. We're going to be asking for 28 left. So 28 left on the whammy 4 with the IBM transition. Insert that. From IBM, I believe we're hopping on an airway, which nope, we're not. So let's return back. So from IBM, we're going direct to BOI. BOI. Plug that in there. Obviously, it's this one. It's not this one. This is 9,226 nautical miles. So it's obviously that one. We don't even need to look at the charts, obviously, for that. From BOI, we're going direct to Papa India Hotel. Papa India Hotel. We're going to plug in that there. Remove that. And then from PIH, we're going direct to OCS. OCS. Plugging that in there. Obviously, it's this one as well. And then from OCS, we're going to our arrival. And as of right now, we're going to be planning for the ILS 16 left via the the Flatty 3 arrival. Flatty 2? Ooh, Flatty 3 is showing here, so this hasn't been updated. That's fine, Flatty 2. So the Flatty 2 arrival via the Majane transition. So we're going to go to insert this, and then Majane is right here, which is what we want, transition. We're going to insert that, and there's our flight plan. Boom. Now make sure we have no discontinuities or manuals, which we do have one there. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to clear that for now. And then we're going to continue on down. So we are all connected in our flight plan. As you can see, we now are, our irises have aligned. Let's come on up here. Let's go to our plan and let's just double check to make sure our flight plan looks good. Yep, so this looks correct here. 250 knots. And we're now going to zoom down and make sure our flight plan looks good. So far so good. All right, it should be coming straight in for arrival. Yep, beautiful. All right, flight plan looks good. We're going to take our first officer, get him on the plan, leave him on plan. We're going to go to ARC since we are going to be the pilot flying the departure. And let's move this down to here, or maybe we can go to. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to, let's see here. So we got our seatbelt signs on. Standby compass can come on. This can come on down a little bit. Let's take a look outside. It's getting sunnier. All right. So let's go ahead and now turn this to the on position. This can go to actually we can keep this off for right now. So we're still loading in. Lapse time should have came on, and if we come on down to let's just take a look to see where our weight and balance looks. So we're at 51, so we need to be at 61.5, so this is increasing. That's good. So we're going to go to performance now. It's going to be a flaps 1 departure because we're not too heavy, with an up trim of 0.5, which is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and set that now because I always forget. 0.5 is, we can go right about there, is fine. Beautiful. Now we're going to do, if we do a flex, which we're not, we're going to do a Mantoga. We'll set it for 41 degrees because right now it is 4 degrees. Actually, no, let's do 36. 36 if we do a flex temp. Transition, United States is 18,000 feet everywhere. And that's going to give us a calculation for V1 126, rotate at 128, and V2 132. Beautiful. All this is set. Our FMC, excuse me, our McDo is fully ready to go and set up. The only thing we need to make sure about now is our we stop our boarding process once we hit 61.5 or 61, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I can check the charts here to see exactly what the weights are. Where's that? Oh, come on. Where are you? Why don't I see it? Here we go. So it's actually saying 56.7. Okay. 56.7 is a zero fuel weight. Oh, that's probably what it, payload is 12.5. 12.9 are on the payload. Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in a front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bins. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do it. This down here, this lower banner for PACX has been acting a little funny lately. It may disappear in the next few minutes or mid-flight, I don't know. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to ask the flight attendants to expedite the boarding.
Is there any chance we could expedite the boarding?
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
We're going to set to 370 here. 56.3. We're going to stop the boarding there, which is about, what, 56 points. Actually, let's 56.6. It's 56.7. That's beautiful right there. Hold that there. Great. Now we'll go back to our knit ref and have our zero fuel weight calculate automatically 56.7 with a zero fuel weight center of gravity at 24.1, which I'm showing here on sim brief about 24.1. Cool. All right, now we are completely ready for the McDo is completely ready. All right, so we're on Unicon here, which is good, so we can talk to other people if we just so please, which we probably won't. What else here? Let's go ahead and fire this guy up a little bit. Let's turn these lights on a little bit, get some nice display, and we are just about ready to rock and roll. So we're just waiting for the boarding to complete. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our beacon light, and we're gonna go ahead and may as well, we'll keep the fuel pumps off for right now, but we're ready to rock and roll. All we need to do now is once they let us know that all passengers are on board, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the jet bridge here and get our tug guy to come on up. So just to make sure we know where we're going here, I got all the charts at the bottom here already lined up. So we've come on down here to airport. The departure is 28 left. So we're down here. So we need to go to 20, what is it? 28 left. This is KPDX, right? KPDX. 28 left. Where the hell is 28 left? There's 28 right. There's 28 left. Hello. What am I? Of course. There's going to be some long ass taxi. Okay. All right. Would have been nice if it was 28 here, but whatever. We will do that. Cool. All right. I'm going to do a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. So they are still boarding. Let's take a look at where they're at. Oh, what the hell? Let's see here. There we go.
We're ready to go when you are.
Thank you. All right. Jetway's going bye-bye. And let's get our tug to come on up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 6827 with service to Denver. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 53 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
All right. So we are locked up. Bypass has been inserted. We're going to go ahead and remove the parking brake. And we're going to go ahead and lock our door as well. Ground crew, we are ready for pushback facing north. All right. So let's go reverse. Go ahead and turn on fuel pumps. Engine crank mode selector to the start position, and we're going to fire engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Welcome. We're excited to have you aboard, and we appreciate your attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. FAA regulation requires you to follow the instructions of our crew members and comply with posted and lighted signs.
It's important to have your seatbelt on at all times. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle. Tighten by pulling the loose end of the strap. Lift the buckle to release. When the seatbelt sign is on, your seatbelt should be fastened low and tight across your lap. In case of unexpected turbulence, keep your seatbelt fastened, even when the seatbelt sign is on. Please take a look around in order to familiarize yourself with the aircraft. Take a moment
Okay,
now to see
parking
where the
brake
exits
set.
are.
Tug is going away.
Marked with overhead signs. The crew are pointing them out now.
So we have a successful start on engine number 1.
If the exit doors are opened in an emergency,
Go ahead and set flaps 1 position.
inflate.
Slats coming out here, beautifully modeled.
These slide rafts detach from the aircraft and are used as life rafts.
If you're seated in an exit row, you may be asked to assist the crew during an evacuation. If you're unable or uncomfortable, please ask a flight attendant to be moved. If you must evacuate the aircraft, exit path lights on or near the floor will illuminate and guide you to the exit. Look for a change in color or an exit sign to indicate you have reached an exit. Leave all carry-on bags behind. Please refer to the safety card near your seat for the operation of the exit doors on this aircraft.
So what we're going to do is we're going to just taxi with 1 engine, and then we'll fire engine number 2 when we get closer to our departure runway to save some fuel. And this airplane loves to really taxi fast with 2 engines running. So release parking brake, and we will start to crank. Actually, before we do that, let's just real quickly do a flight control check full up. Actually, let's go down to hydraulics here and facilities, full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, full left, full right, brake in the green. Great. Cool.
Pull on the loose end to tighten. Inflate your life vest just prior to leaving the aircraft by pulling down sharply on the red tab. You can also inflate the vest by blowing into the tube, now being demonstrated.
This aircraft is also equipped with infant life vests, which will be distributed if necessary. Smoking is never allowed on the aircraft. U.S. law forbids tampering with, disabling or destroying laboratory smoke detectors. Federal regulations also require passengers to comply with lighted signs and crew member instructions. Make sure you've switched all tablets, mobiles, and e-readers to airplane mode. For taxi, takeoff, and landing, large electronic devices, such as laptops, must be switched off and stowed.
Got Virgin Airbus A320 out here.
Your flight attendant will inform you if it is necessary to turn off and stow your device. We'll be taking off soon. Please review the safety card located near your seat.
All right, runway turnoffs can come on.
Tray table, carry-on items, headrest, and
Wing light can come on. Fully lit up here.
Make sure your seat is upright.
keeping our APU systems on until we fire engine number 2. All these trucks have just been plowed over by our airplane here.
We hope you have a pleasant and comfortable flight. Thank you for choosing United. It's time to fly.
There we are, beautiful. Flex at 36 degrees indicated here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and fire engine number 2. We're now spooling. Take Bravo all the way down to Bravo 8 to 28 left. Alaska. I believe this is Bravo. Yes. Is this Bravo? Yes, it is. Alright, good. Start on engine number 2. Alright. APU bleed can come off. APU master coming off. Auto brake set to max. Takeoff config. Everything is all set. Cabin crew just needs to be advised. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here, good morning. Service to Denver. We are going to be number 1 for departure, and cruise today should be about an hour and 14 minutes to wheels up touchdown. Should be a nice one for you, maybe a little bumpy on our ride up, so we're going to ask our flight attendants to be seated as well until we turn off the seatbelt sign. Welcome aboard. We'll check back in with you once we're airborne. From the flight deck here, good morning. Service to Denver. We are going to be number 1 for departure, and cruise today should be about an hour and 14 minutes to wheels up touchdown. Should be a nice one for you, maybe a little bumpy on our ride up, so we're going to ask our flight attendants to be seated as well until we turn off the seatbelt sign. Welcome aboard. We'll check back in with you once we're airborne. Go ahead and get those landing lights on. Alright, fully lit up here. This should already been turned to TA, but now we're going to turn it to TARA and do our final cabin crew check.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
I will be the pilot flying. And let's see if we are clear runway. Confirm runway 28 left for departure. Double check our altimeter 1027. 1027 is still the same. And we have no messages here that are indicated. Chronos. Let's do it, boys. And engine spooled up to 40%. And Mantoga. SRS runway. Forward down pressure on the yoke. Airspeed's alive. 100 knots release. And V1. Rotate. Tap on the brakes. We're airborne. Positive rate gears going up. Follow the flight directors. Pitch up. Throttle climb. Pitch up. Nose light off, runway turn offs. Engine crank mode, select normal, spoilers disarmed. Flaps clean. Slats retracting beautifully. 15%. Very unsatisfied. Okay, that's not correct. Alright, let's follow our flight directors here. Pitch the nose down, pitch for climb. We're going to manually fly all the way up to 10,000. We'll turn on the autopilot after that. We're going to fly the departure. So far, the departure is the Whammy 4, which we are directly in line. Beautiful. Go ahead and turn off our dome light. Turn on our NDs and PFDs, primary flight displays. Pitch up a little bit. Lock in there. Alright. Sometimes these act a little funny because it's not aligned correctly. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and left turn here. Still manually flying. Okay, so throttle climb is indicating now, so that's good. Very nice departure so far. I'm gonna go ahead and follow our flight directors. We gotta stay focused here. Past 10,000, kill the landing lights. Wing lights can come off. Strobe lights can go to auto. Left turn. Moving up to cruise speed here, looks like. Going through the clouds, check our temp. Temperatures are fine. Don't have to worry about icing. Pitch the nose down a little bit, gain some more speed. Just follow those flight directors. Floodlights can come down. We are actually still flying manual here, and we're going to go ahead and turn the autopilot on. Autopilot indicated here, autopilot 1 indicated here. Beautiful. A little bumpy. There's the airport right there. Alright, so we can come on down here. After takeoff checklist. Landing gear up indicated. Taxi lights off. Runway turnoffs off. Strobe lights set to the auto. Wing lights off. Nav can stay on. Beacon stay on. And obviously our landing lights are off. Pilot heat. Window heats can stay on with pitot 2 heat, as well as engine crank mode to the normal position, TARA, and this has been retracted down for our ground spoilers. After check off, checklist complete. Still 1027 on our altimeter. We actually just passed 18,000, so we're going to go ahead and set to standard and set to standard on our backup. Standard indicated, and we are on our way up to 37,000 feet. Go ahead and extend the range here, as well as this guy, and we can see him. And our next fix is going to be IBM, which is our transition at 29 nautical miles. This is the whammy departure with this here. So we got quite the flight here, quite the distance. Wonder what mountain this is. A little bit of wing flex, a little bumpy. I was flying off stream last night from Vancouver to Denver. It was a beautiful arrival. It was a night flight, real world time. The night lighting in Microsoft Flight Sim is pretty nice. It's really good. I like it. Very beautiful arrival. Butter landing. It was just textbook perfect. Kind of like that view for some reason. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Turn these NDs and PFDs up. It's getting a little bright. Probably could turn off all this. Oh, a little bumpy there. See the speed oscillations. Yeah, coming into Denver last night, Portland last night, it was crazy turbulent. See the oscillations like 15 knots up and down. Some snow down there. Oof. The airplane just bouncing. Turn that down, probably light that guy up. Gross weight 64.2. $7,540 kilos of fuel on board. Total passengers 124. These are the rows here. Let's see. Our arrival, our ILS and 16 left into Denver. It's quite early though. Oh man, look at this. Look at that. Woo. So awesome. On the other side. Alright, well, around this time it kind of gets a little boring, other than just to see the beautiful scenery. Leave the seatbelt sign on as we are going through some bumpy weather here, bumpy air. We're still climbing, still got 7,000 more feet to go. Getting some pretty decent performance, 40 FPS at the top left there, you can see. just out of the whammy 4 departure charts here. We can see, oh yeah, we are out. Here we go to this is Denver, so let's go to KPDX. Load those charts in, and if we go to the departures on the whammy 4, and let's go ahead and pin it down. So yeah, we are out. Alright, cool. Go back to the Denver charts now. Don't really need anything with Portland, so Denver charts are up in case we need them, even though we have everything at the bottom here that we really need, just in case. This is going to be a pretty straightforward arrival as well. Yeah, it should be very, very straightforward, pretty simple, hopefully. Let's take a look if there's any weather updates in Denver, which the weather looks just about the same. 230 at 7 knots. And Denver's right here, so a little bit of clouds. Average wind 278 at 73 up at cruise. Still climbing. All right. Looking good. Couple things here is we're still good. Looks like it. All right. Getting close now. We have been airborne for 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Seatbelt sign is still on. Altitude cruise. There we go. We've reached cruise at 370. Alright, so it's a little bumpy. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign off. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, here's your captain speaking. We're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off, so feel free to move around the cabin if you need to use the restroom, but if you do not need to use the restroom and you're seated, please just put your seatbelt on just as a precaution. As you can see, we still have some little bit of minor chop here and there. Flight time is about another hour and 10 minutes till we start a descent, and we'll check back in with you once we get a little closer. Welcome aboard. Did that not record? And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here, this is Captain speaking. You can see we are now at cruise altitude at 37,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off for you, so feel free to move up around the cabin if you need to or use the restroom. But if you are seated, just as a precaution, please keep your seatbelt securely fastened in case we do experience some of this intermittent minor chop. As you can see, we still are experiencing a little bit of it. We have about an hour and 15-ish minutes, give or take, depending on our tailwind, until we start our descent. And we'll check back in with you a little later once we get closer towards our descent with weather into Denver. Welcome aboard. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here, this is Captain speaking. You can see we are now at cruise altitude at 37,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off for you, so feel free to move up around the cabin if you need to or use the restroom. But if you are seated, just as a precaution, please keep your seatbelt securely fastened in case we do experience some of this intermittent minor chop. As you can see, we still are experiencing a little bit of it. We have about an hour and...
All right.
I don't know what happened there, but okay. We have about an hour and 10 to an hour and 15 minutes of cruise until we start descent, and then when we get closer to Denver, we'll give you more information on weather and gate information. Till now, sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us. We have about an hour and 10 to an hour and 15 minutes of cruise until we start descent, and then when we get closer to Denver, we'll give you more information on weather and gate information. Till now, sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us. Seatbelt sign off.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go and get more coffee. We're gonna go silent for a minute here. Let me turn on some beats. Alright, I'm gonna go silent. I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll check back in with you. Once we get a little closer, I'll switch up the camera views for a while here as we're in cruise.
light is now turned on, so it is time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
What's going on? Back here with you. Gonna keep these tunes going a little longer. I'm filling these tunes. As you can see, we're getting pretty close. We are 240 miles, pretty much till looks like final approach there. So it's a little early, but as you can see, I've already set the altitude at 19,000, which is going to be our first descent target. Great thing that fly-by-wire has incorporated here, as you can see, we will have a calculator for landing and top descent. We'll go ahead and sync this to 37,000, which is where the aircraft is. Target altitude 19,000 feet. So if we are 240 nautical miles, that would be 640 feet per minute. So we're gonna wait for that. But as you can see here, Flatty, which is probably somewhere here. Whenever we see Flatty on our flight path here, then we'll start those calculations. We don't really need to do our landing calculations because I already know for a fact we have plenty of runway, but we'll do it just so you guys can see here. So if we go to Denver, 1009er is the altimeter. We're gonna go here and we're gonna go to 1009er. We're just gonna plug it in for right now and go back to standard. Now 240 at 7. So 240 at 7 knots. The temperature is 5 degrees. 5 degrees. QNH 1008. I believe that's what it was, right? Did I just put that in there? 1009er. So 1009er for right now. Runway altitude. So what this is how high is the airport. So we can go to our charts here and we can go to airport information and we can see that's 12,000 feet distance. We're planning for 16 right, so it's 16,000 feet long, 4,877 meters, and the elevation, as you can see right here, is 5319. So we're going to go ahead and plug in 5319. Make sure we have our altitude to auto, which it should be because everything in Airbus is auto. Where is it here? Cabin pressure, landing elevation. Landing elevation, yep, see it's on auto. Landing on auto, beautiful. Alright, now let's go back here and let's go to landing. 5319, runway heading is what is the runway heading here? I think it's 016 because Denver's, I believe the number corresponds with the heading, but let's just double check that. So we're gonna, let's go here and let's go to our approach page, which is ILS 16 left. As you No, so that's not right then. So okay, so the heading is 173. 173. Intercept glide. We need to be at 10,000 feet. So 173. So we'll put 173. Runway conditions, we're going to put dry for now. Runway slope, we could do 1. Runway landing distance allowed, I believe that's what that means. Which, as we go back to our airport information page, it is 4877 meters. And this wants meters, 4877. Approach speed, we're probably going to be hitting 142, 140 I would assume. But let's actually get that number right now. So we come on over here. And let's go to our performance page. And we're going to go to QNH 1009er. Temperature 5 degrees. Winds 240 at 7. Transition 18,000 in the United States. So 127 plus 5, 27. 27, 28, 29, 30, 132. 132 on our approach. So we'll come back over here. 132 on our approach speed. And our weights, I don't know exactly what the weight's going to be, but if we go to our gross weight down here, it'll probably be, let's say, we'll go to 6100. Flaps are going to be full. Overweight, no. And let's go ahead and calculate. As you can see, we are much in the range. It would show red lines here if it wasn't. So, which I knew. The runway is very long in Denver. So top of descent, let's go ahead and sync this, which it already is. And we're getting kind of close now. So if we come on here to 80, also let's plug in our minimums, which we're doing an ILS, so that would be BARO for IRS, barometric pressure on our ILS approach. We're going to go ahead and check our RadNav page, which 111.10 is the ILS frequency, 111.10 is indicated 173 on final approach, 173 on final approach course. Plug that in there and it shows it right there as well. Back to performance, BARO page, and we are going to be plugging in so minimums are 200, pretty standard. I may have mistaken here. I think it needs a radial altimeter. Yeah, okay. I think I need to learn more about this. I think barometric pressure is for the RNAV and radial altimeter is ILS. Right, because it's detecting it from the... Oh, I see. Okay. So ILS, you have basically like a mechanism pulling the aircraft in, so it would make sense that it needs to be on radial altimeter. Go back to flight plan here. So Hippie 270, is that right? Let's just go to plan here. So it says Hippie 270, but then it goes right back up to 370. Oh no, okay, so flat is at 19,000. So let's start our first at 270. And let's go ahead Yeah, this is going to be very straightforward. Shouldn't be anything too difficult on this, other than weather. So right now we're 30 nautical miles from Minchi, and then Hippie, which we need to be at 270. So 30 plus, so we're at 60 nautical miles, roughly. So 60 nautical miles. We could descend now at about 1,400 feet, but we're going to wait till we get to about 1,800 feet per minute on our vertical speed. So far, so good. Snow. Big patches of snow. Alright. I'll be back with you guys in a second here. Check, check, check. Alright, we are back here. Alright, so we're getting closer. Where the hell are we? Okay, so we probably should start the descent now. So if we go to ARC, we are 40 nautical miles now. So 2100. So we can go to 19. Start the descent. 1900 feet per minute is fine. Seatbelt signs on. We're just going to go ahead and rechime it.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the
No,
cabin.
I turned it on,
However, we
actually.
ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when seated in case of unexpected turbulence.
Did I turn it off? Yeah, it's on. What are you talking about? Strobe light can come on. We'll keep the strobe light in auto for right now. Alright, you see we're coming down. We'll go ahead and make an announcement. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here, just Captain speaking. As you can see, we started a descent into the Denver area. Should have you on the ground in about 35 minutes. Reports out of Denver for weather is some scattered clouds. Winds coming out of the northeast at about 7 knots. We're going to be parking gate 16 Delta. That's 16 Delta. And the weather temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Appreciate you flying United Airlines today. We hope to see you in the future. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck here, just Captain speaking. As you can see, we started a descent into the Denver area. Should have you on the ground in about 35 minutes. Reports out of Denver for weather is some scattered clouds. Winds coming out of the northeast at about 7 knots. We're going to be parking gate 16 Delta. That's 16 Delta. And the weather temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Appreciate you flying United Airlines today. We hope to... Alright, so cut out at the end there. That's fine. Alright, so let's move this down now to 19,000. So 19,000 at flat at 60 nautical miles. This doesn't have an automatic descent. Fly-by-wire is working on the automatic glide path, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to sync that. Now we're going to come on down to 19,000. And we're going to be at 60 nautical miles. So about 1,500, right? Yep. What the hell is this thing doing? Did you like jump out of my command there, airplane? 16 is fine. So this should come up now. Descending at 3,000 feet per minute there. Just bring this down to 15,000. Make sure we're on track here. So 60 nautical miles till we hit 15,000. So just to stay on track here. So 19,000, 40 nautical miles. So we actually could slow it up a little bit. So we'll drop down to, let's go to 1,200. is stunningly beautiful. So at Tisher, 13,000. Tisher is about 65 nautical miles. We'll put 64 nautical miles, so 1,600 feet. Arm speed brakes, even though it's a little early. Let's go back to weather here. 1009 or 240 at 7. Let's see if that's still indicated here. It says 230 at 7, yep. And altimeter 2980, yep. So that's correct. Which can't wait till they get this incorporated here. The terrain on the ND. Airport's probably over here somewhere. All the trees rendering in. Beautiful. Quite bumpy. Make sure our page looks right. Yep, radio 200, 132 on the approach, 18,000 trans, 240 at 7, which still reports and indicated here. 1009er on the QNH. Setting up for the ILS, 16 left. And we should just about be on the Flatty 3 arrival. Oh yeah. See, 22 to 19 is in the range you want to be, and we're just about in that range, so we're looking good. So far, so good. Transition 18,000. So 13,000 to Tishman, which is about 30 nautical miles. So we can actually drop this now. So let's go and let's do 1,200 feet per minute. We are now in transition altitude mode change here. So 1009er on the QNH, 1009, 1009, and we are showing 1009er there. It's bumpy. See how the PACX banner down here disappeared? Oh yeah, I got to Alright, so we have no VATSIM whatsoever, and I need to fire up our recorder here. Down there. Only snow in the mountains, huh? Alright, let's pay attention. So we're now 20 nautical miles. So about 800 feet now. Go to 900 feet. Increase this range. We're going to put him on. He's already on plan. Let's see if our ILS is in. It is not. Landing system's on. Fuel looks good. Speed needs to come down. 210. Let's get some spoilers out. We have a 46 knot tailwind as well. Speed brakes to low since we have plenty of runway to work with. And once our speed comes down to here, we're going to put out flaps 1 so our slats come out. Bring this down to 8,000. Maybe do 600 feet per minute. Speed check on flaps 1, 230. And flaps 1. There's there, beautiful. Landing lights on. Runway turnoffs on. Wing lights coming on. Seatbelt sign on. Spoilers armed and indicating. Landing lights, landing systems on. Vertical speed 800 feet per minute. We're going to put him on landing systems. Localizer is not coming yet. We got a 28 knot crosswind here, as you can see. 800 feet, 15 nautical miles at 8,000 feet. Drop to 200. That's someone on our radar here. Airport's right here. This is our runway right there. And let's go ahead and kill the music. Holding at 200 knots. A little bit of speed brakes out. Altimeter is still the same. There's our localizer here. Flaps 2, a little fast. Bring it back to 180. Could use a little bit of drag. Put the gear down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hold at 7,000. Until our diamond comes down.
2,500.
Check. Bring our speed down to 165, excuse me. This is our runway here. 16 left. Gear down 3 green, auto brake check to low, all our lights are on, spoilers are in the arm positions, flap 3, 160. Hold 160. Lock in localizer 155. Flaps full. Flaps full and indicated. Diamond should be coming down any minute. Cabin crew check.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Diamond's coming down, beautiful. And final approach speed, which is, I don't remember, but let's go to manage mode and it'll drop it for us. Good, flaps full indicated. And go to our approach, Cat 1 single. It'll intercept the glide slope. And there we go. Go around will be 7,000. So landing gear down, signs on, cabin ready, spoilers armed, flaps full and indicated. Let's do it, friends. We are ready. We are fully configured. We are stable. Look at the shadow there. Feet stable. Let's go ahead and start the reporter. Pappies look good. Too white, too red. That's what we want to see. Great. And we're going to go manual. Autopilot coming off.
400.
My airplane. Landing.
Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard.
Ooh, a little hard. No worries. Nose down gently. Reversers out. Slowing down to about 60 knots. We'll cut reversers. Cut, manual braking. And there you have it. Brakes are not indicating that they're hot. And we're going to vacate here to the left. Spicy landing there. A little bit hard. I'll definitely want to see what the landing rate is on that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to slow her down right here. And we're going to check out that replay. So we'll go ahead and stop the recorder there. Alright, so hold it there and we will go to replay. Alright, so this is going to start screaming at us here. Let's remove this. want to see how hard the wheels hit on that. See if we can see. No, not seeing it here. Look at that shadow. Oh, money. Kind of flared it a little late. Not bad. We'll take it. Put the nose down nice and gently. Those reversers come out. Let's go to stop. Let's go to replay again. A little airplane right here. I guess when they took a picture of the ortho. It's funny.
400. All right, let's do one more. Alright, just doing a little bit of a recording there. We'll go ahead and stop the replay. We'll do one more. Let's retract those flaps up. Landing gear should be coming down. There it is. And let's do kind of like this view here.
$500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
All right. Let's go ahead and retract those flaps. Put the spoilers down.
Denver traffic Southwest 2314 is on a 15-mile downwind for runway 16 right, Denver traffic.
Sweet. All right, landing lights can come off. Runway turnoffs can stay on. Wing light coming off. Strobes into the auto position. We will keep our nose light to the taxi position. APU is firing up. We will wait for our APU indicator here that the flap is open, then we'll start the APU. Flap is open. We'll go ahead and fire up the APU. We can go ahead and turn these guys back on. And our landing systems can come off. We can make sure we know where we're driving the airplane straight, as we were not. First officer can come off as well, and we can put him back into the arc position. 40 is fine. We're in the arc. We'll go to 40. And come on down here. Flight plan is pretty much complete. Taxiing at ground speed of 20, which is good. And yes, that's about it. No brake fans are needed. Turn the pilot heat off as well. So APU is available. APU bleed can come on. We want to taxi a little slower, save some fuel. Engine number 1 coming off. You see engine number 1 spooling down. Alright, for the left turn here.
Denver traffic Southwest 2314 turning right base for runway 16 right, Denver traffic.
16 right. So he's right behind us. He's probably somewhere over here. Oh, look at this guy. Got Delta. It's a 737. Love it. Can't wait for Aerosoft to release their 737. I'll be picking that up on day 1. She's probably gonna make a left turn for departure out. Yep. Alright, go ahead and kill the runway turnoffs. Strobe can come off, beacon can stay on, navs can come off. There, looks like he's going to be taking off, and we ran right into that bus. Very nice. Thanks for yielding to me, bust. I appreciate you.
And Denver traffic Southwest 2314 is turning final, runway 16 right, Denver traffic.
I love this airport. There he is right there. Alright, we don't want to blind our crew down there even though we don't have a crew. Turn that light off. Beacon can stay on. Whoa. Oh, come on, come on. There you go. Get a little bit of power. All right, parking brakes coming on. Engine number 2 coming down. And we will continue this. Thank you. All right. There goes PACX beacon coming off. Hopefully the jetway works here. And it does. Luggage power catering. Luggage power catering activated. All right. Let's go ahead. Our external powers coming on. AP bleed coming off. APU master coming down. Adheres to the off position. Facilities can stay where they're at. All this can stay on. All this is good. Lights are all off here, and anti-ice is all off. Fuel pumps can come to the off position. Packs can stay where they're at in the auto position. This light's off. Dome light is off. Standby compass off. Seatbelts, non-smoking. This can come off as well. We're pretty much good here. This can come down to the 0 to the 100 position. Flap is still open. The AP will be spooling down. Electronic flight bag, iPad can be shut down. Give a sip of our coffee. Go ahead and stop our chrono. 2 hours and 14 minutes from wheels up to touchdown, so that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Go ahead and pause that guy. GPS is lost because we shut our adheres to the opposition. Doesn't go to standby mode. Doesn't go to the standby mode. All this is good here. Park brake is set. Go ahead and unlock our door. And we're going to go ahead and cut off
Denver
external...
traffic Southwest 2314, vacate runway 16 right on Delta 8 for Delta for the Southwest gate.
So external power has been cut off, but obviously...
Denver area traffic, Delta 2529, taxi under.
We're going to go ahead and disconnect from them because that's really loud. And then the aircraft will come down once our APU is fully spooled down, which it just did there. Wow, the ground crew works so fast. And as you can see, everything is shut down here now. All right, let's take a look at PACX. And let's take a look at the deboarding process. Very unsatisfied 48. Don't know why that is, but okay. Let's see. Olive Turner, Mary Dunn, Jane Kelly, 20 years old. Let's see. Tells you their stats. Chad, male, business, 24 years old, upset and anxious. His seatbelt is on. Look, these passengers are red, meaning they're unhappy. I haven't really looked through this. View records, view awards, close PACX, managed careers, and flight. I thought there was somewhere here you could see the landing rate. I thought it was somewhere here. I don't know, but we're going to close PACX. And that is it, folks. That is it for me. Very nice flight from Portland to Denver. Beautiful landing. And that was a good one. That was a fun one. Really, really like that one. All right, folks. Well, if you enjoyed that content, please hit the subscribe button or the thumbs up button, excuse me. I can't even speak. I love the detail in this airport too. Like all the cargo bins and everything here is super cool. Love this livery too, this United retro old school livery. Beautiful stuff. All right. Well, once again, that's it from me. Gonna do a possible night flight tomorrow and stream that one. We'll see. No promises. I'm not too sure what my schedule looks like, but we're going to now put it to the thanks for watching screen. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.